Morning, y'all. It's well, it's still morning here. Back on the East Coast, like in New Jersey, it's afternoon. Alan Horvath told me shut up. I hear you, brother. He was right on. He was right on. And the hat totally cracked me up. So yes, there are opportunities to wear that hat. That yes, I did make it. I did not knit it, but I did stitch it. It was all hand stitched, and it was actually from a sweater that I felted a while back and repeatedly. And it ended up being that hat was made from the sleeves of my sweater, which is now a vest. So it's been totally redesigned. And yes, it is very warm. It is a double layer of 100% wool. And if you ever go to Russia, very appropriate. But in New Jersey, I was really concerned about you going out in the cold. And I wanted you to have something to cover your ears. Because your hat, as awesome as it is, will not keep your ears warm. And you need to cover your ears. And, of course, I always say, if you're cold, put on a hat. I don't take my hat off till it's like 80 degrees. And I still might wear something on my head. But consider this. If you ever lose electricity, that's the hat to go to, because that's going to keep you warm. And it can also be used, I discovered, I have a very large head. Y'all have heard me say this. So, if I make me a hat, it's going to, yeah, you can use it for a sleep hat, Alan. If you ever get in that situation where you really need to be warm and you need to be asleep, you just pull it down to here. You pull the blanket up to here, and you're good and warm. So anyway, that cracked me up. The first thing I did this morning was to watch Alan's video, and there he is looking like a Russian dude. So anyway, I'm glad you know how to restyle it. And I kept thinking, he'll know. He'll know. And it's hard to size a hat without having the person right there. I have discovered in making hats, because I've made a lot of hats in my day out of different things. And this, of course, is my favorite. It's fleece, and it is my sleep hat. See, I can pull it all the way down, and I can make it look really Russian. That's the name, Patriska. So, okay, enough of that. So, see, there's no doggy running around, because if you will remember in the video, I said I had prayed about it a lot, because it was a big decision. And so I went there yesterday with a collar, with a leash, thinking I'm going to do this. And I get there, I'm not kidding you, and I said, I came to look at the dog you showed me Wednesday. And they said, oh, his name's King, and his owners are coming back to get him. Remember I said he was a fence jumper? Well, apparently they made a bigger fence or something. And so they were coming back to get him. So there were other things that happened. I met a new dog. And I ended up, it was funny, right before I left, I got a phone call from a friend. And we talked all the way to Ajo, which is like 10 minutes, maybe 15. And I was kind of having a dilemma, because there was another dog And I talked to my friend about the other dog, and we were both in agreement that would not work for me. So, even though it was a temptation, and so as many things are, but I'm willing to wait. I'm waiting on, because it's another living being. So I'm waiting for, and Yahweh knows, he knows that I really want to have a friend in here with me, companion, somebody that will bark at strangers outside. Or if they're, well, I don't have to worry about bears here. It used to be an issue up in the mountains of Virginia. I was like, let me know if there's a bear out there. It's not like I could do anything, but at least I'll know there's a bear out there. Here, coyotes. So that might end up being a problem with the coyotes. Did y'all notice the coyote standing on that video where I went and got water? It's really kind of, I always get a little freaked out because you don't usually see them in broad daylight like that. That was like in the middle of the day, and he's standing in the middle of a parking lot. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But they come around, and, well, about every evening. And sometimes in the early morning, and when they start howling, they don't just automatically howl. The first thing you hear, it sounds like, I don't know how else to say it. It sounds like somebody is screaming. And then it turns into howlings. But the first one, man, like, whoa, buddy, took me a while. Well, a few times, and I was like, oh, it's just the coyotes. Nobody's getting their legs chopped off. So anyway, I did go to the grocery store, and I bought my special dinner, and I had asparagus. And I kind of channeled my inner Molly, because Molly, my baby daughter, it's funny, we used to know she was pregnant because she would start craving asparagus, and she would eat it every day. I think she did that the first 3. I don't know that she did it on the 4th one. But anyway, she loved asparagus, and she taught me how to make asparagus because I just wasn't asparagus, Brussels sprouts. I'm kind of a green bean kind of girl. That's my version of a green vegetable. But anyway, I made asparagus. I made it in the oven because it got really windy and kind of cold, and I parked my truck different because remember I was telling you about the board? Squirrel. And I didn't want to really lay out in the driveway kind of like that. So I moved my truck thinking I'll put the board, and I'm kind of more, I'm closer to the, and I'm pointing over there because it's over there instead of out that way. Which means that my wind block moved. So it was really kind of chilly in here last night when I went to cook dinner. And so I was like, I'm just going to put that bad boy in the oven. So I made I made all of it. And baked it in the oven. And I fried a little steak. And I heard Alan in my head when I was in the grocery store. Because I was also, remember my beans and rice? I made it. And it was really good. Still is. This is the last day where I can eat it. Having it, but you know, the trailer stays pretty cool. So as long as there ain't nothing growing on it, I'm good. But anyway, so I thought I'll buy some little pork. Some like pork loin. And the ones they had were really big. And there were 2 of them. And I was like, I can't do that. It's too much. And I don't like leaving out meat. So I like to eat it in one sitting. And so then I thought, pork on Friday, on the Sabbath? Maybe that's not a great idea. So I walked over to the red meat department and got my favorite New York strip. It's usually pretty tender. I even asked the meat guy if I could get less of the pork, and he looked at me like, no, And I thought, oh, yeah, that's right. They kind of have it shipped in already that way. Ooh, where'd it come from? Okay, never mind. So, and I don't even know about the cow. Oh, you know what? It's got to where, wow, we don't know what we're eating. And I try to get at least, I did buy me some more bread, Dave's Killer bread, all organic. And because I found out that the IGA does carry that. They just have the big slices, though. They don't have the little ones, which technically I should only eat one slice at a time, but I have some zombie apocalypse weight here in case things really go bad and I don't eat for a month. Speaking of which, yesterday, one of the first times I went out, I was doing something in the truck and I heard a helicopter. Squirrel! Wow. Okay, sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Anyway, I saw a helicopter and I watched him. It was a big helicopter. It was one of those, Border Patrol. And I watched him. He's flying over the hill over there. Notice where I'm pointing, where I saw those big bright lights. And I watched him go behind the mountain. He went all along the edge. And then I saw him go down right where those lights were. So, yes. Yes. The government is that close to me. Yeah. Oh, do y'all know about the GPS thing? That there's going to be some kind of, what do they call it? A test for some reason, and they're going to shut down GPS for like 2 weeks. Right where you need it. Nevada, Arizona, some parts of California. It's down here on the BLM land. They're going to shut it down. Which I'm afeared for my friends out there from the RTR. I call them friends. They don't know I'm their friend. They don't know who I am. But that's how they're getting around, man. GPS coordinates. And I don't know that they're listening. And it's not being big reported that I know of. But I tell you what, you get out on these roads, and I've done it. I mean, whenever I go anywhere, I use my phone and the GPS. And it's supposed to be till the middle of February. So any of you out this way, be aware of that. That make sure you know where you're going and have a map. But, you know, BLM land, people back east, they, you know, imagine you go up on them, what are they called, logging roads up in the mountains there. Yeah, you can get turned around and lost real quick. So anyway, out here in the desert, and it started today. I don't know how it's going to affect, I don't guess it'll affect my internet. I don't know. They always want to know where I am. I'm always seeing that little blinky light, finding location. I didn't go anywhere. So why are you looking for me? I guess weather, to tell me the fake weather. Because I'm telling you, it ain't real. It used to be. It used to be, but Mandy knows. Mandy's seen it. Bright, sunshiny day, and you look out your window, and you can't see the sun. It's a complete cloud cover. Or they say it's a cloudy day, and you go out, no clouds. No clouds. There are chemtrails. And I just, you know, all these RTR people, they're out roaming the desert right now. A lot of them went to California, to the Slab City. And they do like time-lapse photography, and they're like, oh, what a beautiful day, and they show the sky and stuff. And I mean, it is like striped, and then they'll go, oh, look at the beautiful sunset, look at all the colors. Well, duh. People, those aren't clouds. Bless them. They don't know. And I don't know what's in it, but I wrote a thing this morning. I'll forewarn you. I'm probably not going to, I don't know. I'm going to probably read it at some point, but it's kind of interesting truth. And you know, there's the truth, and then there's the truth of what's evil. And I think that what has happened is, because I was real prone to this, I tend to think, oh, no, you know, they wouldn't, that's evil. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't lie to us. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. When you go searching for truth, you find the truth of Yahweh, which is the truth. And then you find the truth of the enemy. But we won't go there. Shut up, Betty. I'm sorry. We'll go back to the beginning where Ellen told me to shut up. All righty then. I'll wait and I'll just read it to you what I wrote this morning at another time, because I don't even know what I'm doing today, and it's 11 o'clock. You probably, since this is going on and on with the squirrel report. So anyway, I hadn't even been outside this morning. I'm assuming it's warm out there, but it ain't warm in here. My feet's like ice. Even with my fancy socks on that my friend sent me, it's mainly because I've just been sitting here writing. I was writing for, wow, over an hour. So it's long. So I won't put it with this video. Don't say that. Let's see. Don't say that. Don't say that. I love y'all.